I have a serious question. Why weren't more deep dives done on Anthony Vaccarello's Saint Laurent Spring Summer 26 collection? This show was so incredible, it needs to be studied. So, if you love fashion, film, art, photography, and a bit of a kink, I've broken the show down into three acts for you. So, let's begin with Act One. I'm calling this the risk because, first of all, these models dared to walk through the Tuileries at night on gravel in those infamous Saint Laurent heels. But of course, there's a deeper meaning to this theme of risk. Creative director of Saint Laurent, Anthony Vaccarello, took inspiration from the 1980s cruising scene. And I was instantly reminded of a film from 1980 called Cruising, which starred Al Pacino as a New York cop who goes undercover and throws himself into gay nightlife, which includes leather bars. That leather also took me to Robert Mapplethorpe, a photographer whose works are infamous and very provocative. He was known for his studies of the body, and he was probably the first white photographer I encountered who photographed Black American men. Everything he did was provocative, and I mean that in the truest sense. He provoked emotion and reaction. And his work also featured a lot of leather, which was, of course, a key component of the show. In fact, leather was only one of two fabrics used throughout, the other being sports nylon. But it wasn't just the nighttime adventures of men that Vaccarello was interested in. His favorite film, 1994's La Reine Margot, was also an inspiration. In one scene, we see Isabel Adjani as Queen Margot, wearing the most stunning blue gown and a small black mask, roaming the streets looking for some anonymous action while her husband waits at home in bed. The dresses she wears throughout this film really remind me of the dresses that we see in the final act of the Saint Laurent show. So I'll get into that later in part three. My favorite part of this section has to be the handmade jewelry, referencing the iconic Saint Laurent hearts, but also giving us these very Baroque earrings. In this segment, we also saw these oversized bows, clearly inspired by the Fall Winter 23 men's collection. But for Spring Summer 26, they were bigger and bolder. The crisp white shirt standing out against these inky blacks and chocolatey leather jackets. It was a new take on a power suit, complete with strong shoulders. Comprised of 50 looks, I love how Vaccarello challenged himself to use just two fabrics and yet gave us so much. Come back for Act 2 and let me know what you think.